Good morning, Barons.
And welcome back to BTV. I'm Fiona Edwards.
And I'm Tucker Brown.
Now let's get into our first story from my best bud, Tucker.
Broncos star cornerback Pat Surtain signs a record deal earlier this year. Denver Broncos general manager George Patton said it would be a no-brainer to make sure cornerback Pat Surtain II was in the team's uniform for a long time. On Wednesday, the Broncos did just that as Surtain's representatives agreed to a record 4-year extension worth $96 million overall, with $77 million in guaranteed. Let's now travel to Inside Baron Football with Adam and Caden, and following up with Sports with Adam.
Hey Barons, I'm here with
Caden Hinkle.
and this is Inside Baron Football. So
I
Hinkle,
thought-
how did Friday night go?
I didn't know.
We went down 20-0 early in the first quarter, and then a lightning delay happened, and we rallied our troops and came back. And in the fourth quarter, we tied it up at 27-27. The game went into overtime due to great coaching and great skill players. And we just fell short in overtime and lost to Garrett Friday.
So how do you guys move forward to New Haven this week?
I think if we have a good week of practice, leaders are holding guys to a higher standard than they did this previous week, we'll be just fine Friday.
So, well, best of luck to the Baron football team this Friday, and back to the studio. Hey Barons, and welcome back to sports. The Baron football team will play New Haven tonight at 7 p.m. with the student section being frat. Good luck, Barons. The girls golf team won the Carroll Invite with a score of 310. Congrats to the Lady Barons, who will be back in action Monday against Huntington North. The boys soccer team picked up a huge conference win over East Noble with a score of 2-0. Props going to the defense for holding East Noble to only a few opportunities finding the net. Finding the net for the Barons were Imanol Hernandez and Riker Ball off the assists of Neal and Hernandez. The JV battled against East Noble with a 1-1 tie with the goal coming from George. The boys Barons soccer team will be back in action Thursday against rival Garrett. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Adam and Caden, for that amazing football insight and sports update. An animal not seen at Fort Wayne's Children's Zoo since 2021 is making its return to the zoo's Australian Adventure exhibit. The Fort Wayne Children's Zoo announced on Facebook that Tasmanian devils would be back at the zoo, making it one of the few zoos in North America selected by the Australian government to exhibit Tasmanian devils as part of the Save the Tasmanian Devils program. Now, let's send it to Community Calendar with John.
What's cooking good looking? I'm John Ballard, and this is your favorite segment. Let's get started. This morning we had a great senior sunrise, and tonight we have varsity football against New Haven at home with a halftime performance from our marching band, and the student section theme is frat. And then tomorrow we have cross country at Marion, boys tennis at Carroll, marching band at Bluffton, and JV football at New Haven. Finally, on Monday, we have picture retakes, so you better dress up, and girls golf at home versus Huntington North, unified flag football at home versus Carroll, and that's all. Thanks so much for listening, Barons. Have a great weekend, and back to the studio.
Thanks, John, for that lovely community calendar segment. A 1933 Auburn boat-tail speedster owned by Stephen Moore and Kathleen Justice captured Best of Class and also Best of Show honors at the ACD car show last weekend. It's a boat-tail speedster, so there's only 2 seats, no trunk, or any space to put anything. It's a very impractical car to go to the store, but it was the sports car of its day. It was like how a Ferrari is now, claimed Moore, as he took home yet another award for his prized old school speedster. Now, let's send it over to John again with weather.
Howdy, Barons. This is John Ballard with your weather, and today we will have 40% chance of rain with 70 degrees, and then tomorrow it will be partly cloudy with 65 degrees. Sunday will be partly cloudy with 72, and then Monday it will be sunny with 81. Thanks, Barons. That's all, and back to the studio.
Thanks, John. NASA officials announced that the Starline spacecraft will return to Earth in early September without its crew members Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams. NASA's decision is based on the lingering concerns about the spacecraft's safety. The reusable spacecraft is designed to transport up to 7 astronauts to and from the ISS to make room for Wilmore and Williams' return journey. The Crew 9 mission will comprise 2 astronauts instead of the original 4. Now to Mackenzie with a special segment about our theater program's first show this season, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Hello everyone, I'm Mackenzie Taggart. I'm playing Professor McGonagall in our production of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child here at DeKalb High School. I just want to remind you that we are now having rehearsals and the show is underway. And you can get your tickets for November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd on showtixforyou.com.
Thank you for that news on our theater production, Mackenzie. Commuters on the southeast side saw significant backups Thursday morning after emergency officials shut down part of the interstate. The Indiana Department of Transportation said I-465 and I-74 were closed. An alert indicated police activity in the area involving a person on the highway. Traffic was backed up to I-65. Cameras indicated the same clear just after 9 a.m. They also showed traffic was flowing in the area once again. Now, let's send it over to our buddies Aiden and Cameron with Fun Fact Friday.
Hey Barons, welcome back to Fun Fact Friday. I'm Aiden.
I'm Cameron. So Aiden, I heard you had a fact for us today?
I do indeed have a fact today. Do you know that every British war machine or vehicle is equipped to make tea?
Ain't no way, bro. I never knew that.
You gotta stay hydrated on the front lines, I guess. I guess.
Back to the studio.
Back to the studio.
Thanks for that interesting fact. The $50 million grant awarded to the Indiana Department of Natural Resources by Lilly Endowment, Inc. will go towards state parks. Announced on Wednesday, half of the grant will go to Indiana's newest park. The remaining $25 million will go to projects across the state park system. $10 million will go towards campground improvements, such as upgrading to full-service campsites with electricity, water, and sewer connections. The DNR will set aside $11 million for replacing and repairing playground equipment. With $4 million left, $3 million will be used for repairing historic structures, and $1 million will be focused on acquiring motorized wheelchairs to increase park accessibility. Now let's end it with one of our best segments, Joke of the Day. Accessibility.
Welcome back, Barons, to the best segment on BTV.
Joke of the day?
Yeah. So what do you have for us today, Cooper?
What do you call a cow and 2 ducks?
I don't know. What do you call it?
Milk and quackers.
That's a good one.
Now back to the studio.
Thank you so much for that great joke, guys.
Have a great weekend, Barons. I've been Fiona Edwards.
And I have been Tucker Brown.
Bye.
Bye.